Yeah. Namaskar, good evening to all of you. Dr. Srijit, whether the screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Visible, sir.
Is it moving?
Noted.
Yes. Moving.
Okay, fine, thank you. So, Namaskar, I, on the behalf of India Meteorological Department, extend a warm welcome to all our friends from press and electronic media for today's press conference. Today, we have a very important press conference as we are giving forecast for the winter season. The winter season by IMD, though defined as January, February, but winter actually prevails for December to February. And hence, since 2018, if I remember, we are providing the winter temperature forecast for December to February in the beginning of December or by the end of November. And then it is updated by end of December for the period of January, February, March. So apart from the seasonal forecast of temperature, that is both minimum temperature, maximum temperature, and cold wave conditions, today also will give the outlook for monthly temperature and rainfall, that is for the month of December. Now let us have a look about the past weather, what has happened during month of November. It has been a month with various activities, and as all of us know that to begin, I'll say that it has been a weak La Nina month. La Nina has been weaker in the month of December and started. And prediction is that December, January, February, weaker La Nina conditions will be there. And then it was the negative Indian Ocean dipole month. And gradually it is becoming now neutral Indian Ocean dipole month. So there was a combined impact of the La Nina plus negative Indian Ocean dipole. With that background, if I just look at in the month of November, we had country as a whole, it was 42.8% deficient. And considering South Peninsula, also it was of the same order, minus 43.6, or you can say 44% deficient in South Peninsula. If you look at the climatology, that La Nina and negative gravity conditions, usually usually Southeast Peninsula gets less rainfall. But however, if you just look at the prediction that we'll discuss afterwards, what happened, we'll discuss at that time. Now, if you look at the seasonal rainfall so far, from the 1st October to 30th November, it has been good so far, in the sense that most of the subdivisions are normal to excess rainfall. It is mainly because of rainfall during the October month. October was excess rainfall month, and November has become a deficient rainfall month. Now let us look at what happened in the month of November. If we just look at the right-hand side diagram, you'll find that it is yellows and reds. That means it was deficient. A few subdivisions along the west coast and in the east and northeast India has the green and blue color. That means they got the good rainfall activity. Till 28, Tamil Nadu was also deficient, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. But because of the cyclone, it has got very good rainfall activity, and hence it has become normal by end of 30th November. Now let us look at the variation over the years from 1901 onwards. What I find that rainfall has been below normal, as I told earlier, but it is not the lowest. It is the 10th lowest if you consider the data since 2001. It is the 26th lowest if you consider data from 1901. So therefore, it is not a record-breaking low rainfall for the country as a whole during the 2025. Now, if I look at 5 meteorological subdivisions which are affected by affected by the northeast monsoon in Southeast Peninsula, there also I find that it is the 7th lowest since 2001 and 19th lowest since 1901. Therefore, it is not such a record-breaking low rainfall. It has been occurring like that. So the fact that the interannual variation is quite large during this month of November. Now let us look at the extremely heavy rainfall or very heavy rainfall or heavy rainfall activity during the month of November. So what you find actually that during the month of November, there are 2 or 3 packets only. The first one is the Southeast Peninsula. Usually it gets good rainfall activity, but the frequency, if you just look at it, is not quite high, leading to deficient rainfall. Another packet has been the against West Bengal, northern parts against West Bengal and southern West Bengal. There also we got heavy to very heavy rainfall activity, if you remember, in the beginning of the month. And there are some other activity along the west coast like Gujarat and Konkan. Otherwise, there was no such activity during this month. So if I look at the comparison, in 2021, there were 168 very heavy rainfall events and 11 extreme heavy rainfall events. That was the highest in 2021. Followed by it was 2023 when it was 42 very heavy rainfall events. In 2025, we were 31 very heavy rainfall events and 2 extreme rainfall events. So that's what I want to say, that the severe weather events has been less in terms of heavy rainfall compared to the recent period. Now let us look at the temperature. Now let us look at the temperature. So if I look at, so it is evident here that maximum temperature, minimum temperature, and mean temperature. Please look at the below, that is down below. These 3 figures, you'll find that maximum temperature, minimum temperature, and mean temperature all were normal to below normal in major parts of the country, except Southeast Peninsula, Northeast India, and extreme northern parts of Northwest India. So these can be attributed to the fact that there was not much activity in Southeast Peninsula, so therefore temperature has increased. In northeastern states also there was not much activity, so temperature has increased, especially the day temperature, if you just look at. But night temperature has fallen. So once you have got the clear sky, the night temperature falls because of the increased outgoing long-wave radiation from the surface of the Earth. So that is what is reflected here. So you are getting this type of distribution. Now let us look at what happened to the low pressure systems and cyclonic disturbances which occurred in the month of November. So in the sense that some of these events has occurred, 2 cyclonic storms developed in the month of November, and 2 have its own characteristics, rare characteristics, you can say. The first one developed over the Gulf of, that is Malacca Strait, and it impacted mainly Malaysia, Indonesia, and adjoining Thailand, and Nicobar Islands, especially the South Andaman Sea and Nicobar Islands. So here we did not have any damage, but it caused damage for Malaysia and Indonesia. You might have gone through the newspapers. The characteristic of this one was that it took a U-turn. It started here, took a U-turn, and entered into the Malaysia. It affected first near Malaysia, then it went towards Indonesia. From Indonesia, it went towards Malaysia. Okay. The second system, I will tell you, this type of development over this Malacca Strait is very, very rare, and I have not seen till my monitoring of the tropical cyclone activity. So this is the uniqueness. The second point is that the cyclone which developed the Tua, that was Senia, this is the Tua, which developed south of Sri Lanka in the Comorin area, southwest Bay and adjoining Sri Lanka and Comorin area, low pressure area formed, and then it became a depression while moving eastward, and then became a cyclone and impacted Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is not known to be affected by the many cyclones. Of course, it gets affected by cyclones. The frequency of cyclones affecting Sri Lanka is quite less. And this cyclone moved across Sri Lanka. But however, it was a marginal cyclone. Wind speed was only maximum 70 to 80 kilometers per hour. So therefore, there was no structural damage, but it caused huge damage over Sri Lanka because of the extremely heavy rainfall activity for continuously 3 days, 25 to 27, and that caused flooding urban flooding, riverine flooding, and also the landslides, because in the central part you've got hilly areas. So terrain in combination with the extremely heavy rainfall activity due to the cyclone Ditwa caused the devastation in Sri Lanka. Thereafter it emerged into the Bay of Bengal and moved parallelly to the Tamil Nadu coast. And I will show you what is the status now. So this is in detail how on 25th morning it developed over Malacca Strait of Malacca of Malaysia, and then took westerly track and then recurved and then went towards that. But I have to mention you that it has been well predicted by IMD, and we get information about 15 days ahead that something is going to develop over the Bay of Bengal. Cyclogenesis prediction was there. And then once it is predicted, the track forecast are provided. Forecast was issued to Indonesia. I want to say that, of course, it was not our responsibility, but considering this very rare development, we provided information to Indonesia. And finally, you can see that it reached or crossed Indonesian coast on 26th morning, then again traveled along the Indonesian coast, came out into the Malacca Strait, and then on 27th night, midnight, it weakened near Malaysia coast and became a well-marked pressure area. So maximum wind speed was not quite high. It was only 65 to 75 kilometers per hour. So we issued, the forecast was issued from 13th November itself, and 26th November, the genesis took place. And then, of course, all these bulletins were issued. Now let us look at the next system, the Ditwa. So Ditwa developed over the southwest Bay of Bengal on 25th early morning as a low pressure area. On 26th midnight, it became a depression. On 27th, it became deep depression. And 27th, 11:30, it became the cyclone storm over southwest Bay of Bengal and adjoining Sri Lanka. And then it moved nearly northward across east coast of Sri Lanka and then emerged again and affected Tamil Nadu, Puducherry. And now it is affecting Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, and Andhra Pradesh. We'll see how it is affecting. So for this system also, on 13 November, we told that there is some kind of formation of depression and we can lead to the cyclone storms. So two systems were developing parallelly, and finally two cyclones developed. But many models were suggesting that it will become a very severe cyclone storm or super cyclone storm, etc. It will move towards Bangladesh or move towards Odisha, but that did not happen. So there were some misinterpretation by some people, but it did not happen. But we kept quiet and we provided the forecast from 25th onwards on a daily basis. And on 13 November, we gave the information about genesis over the South Bay of Bengal. Our forecast was genesis of the South Bay of Bengal. Okay, so for this particular system, it was affecting our Southeast India. So we issued the pre-cyclone watch. Pre-cyclone watch is issued for on 27th in the morning for Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, and South Andhra Pradesh coast. Cyclone alert was issued at 22:45 hours IST on 27th, and cyclone warning was upgraded at 1300 hours IST of 29th, and affected since then. Today also it is affecting the Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. So regular bulletins were provided by all means, including the social media. So here, these are the advisories we issued, number of advisories, including Sri Lanka. We provided every 3 or every 6 hour information to Sri Lanka, and also external forecast provided to Sri Lanka as a member of the WMSK country, and IMD acting as the regional specialist center. So this was the first forecast issued by IMD about the track. The black one is the observed track, and red one was the forecast track. And this forecast was issued at 11:30 IST of 27 when we started the pre-cyclone watch. So you can see that it could very well predict the observed track as initially moving north-northwest and thereafter moving nearly northward parallel to Tamil Nadu coast. This is the 0106 position you can see, and that was the forecast issued at that time. Okay, so we predicted maximum wind speed of 40 knots, and the observation says 70 to 80 kmph, that converts to 40 knots. Now, this is the current status at 11:30 IST of today. It is moving nearly northward and located about 30 kilometers from Chennai in the east. It is the closest one, and therefore it is causing rainfall at present over North Tamil Nadu, including Chennai. and South Andhra Pradesh. Some stations have reported already in the morning heavy rainfall activity, and prior to that, there has been extremely heavy rainfall activity in southern parts, especially the Karaikal area, Nagapattinam area have got extremely heavy rainfall activity in 1 or 2 days. And yesterday rainfall decreased, and today rainfall has increased again in the movement of the system towards the north. Now, this is the wind at present. You can look at that still northern Tamil Nadu and South Andhra Pradesh has got the squally wind speed reaching 50 to 60 kilometers per hour, gusting to 70 kilometers per hour. So therefore, fishermen are not safe at present till tomorrow morning, you can say, or tomorrow, there will be unsafe condition over the sea. These squally winds does not have much impact on structures, but it can lead to breaking of tree branches, uprooting of small trees like banana, papaya, and drumstick, etc. And that is possible today. So therefore, we are continuously monitoring it and providing advisories to all concerned, including fishery, the shipping authority, national highways, Indian railways, airport authorities, and state government, central government agencies, and many more ports, etc. So this is the district-wise warning at present, which is prevailing for the extreme northern parts of Tamil Nadu districts. We have given warning, and as heavy to very heavy rainfall is expected. And similarly, southern parts of Andhra Pradesh districts also we have given the warning for heavy to very heavy rainfall. So this is the fisherman warning. You can find out on the right hand side. This is the area where the maximum warning is there. People should not be, the fishermen should not go into the sea. And wind speed is about 50 to 60, gusting to 70 kilometers per hour. Now, the impact expected, I have already told you. I'll just skip it. We are expecting only breaking of tree branches, uprooting of small trees, damage to orchards, banana and papaya trees. So there could be damage to paddy crops, horticulture crops, and standing crops. Inundation of waterlogging in the low-lying areas, river and flooding for the small rivers, especially Pulicat lake is there. There you can see the very heavy to extreme heavy rainfall activity. So we should be cautious for that. Tourists should not venture towards the sea coast. Traffic will be disrupted because of this waterlogging and also because of the poor visibility due to heavy rain. So therefore, we have suggested for total suspension of fishing operation and people to have remain in indoors. And motorboats, etc., should not fly. There should be regulation of offshore and onshore industries and shipping activities. People should keep on watch on weather forecasting and worsening conditions. Tourism and recreational activities to be regulated. Surface transport, helicopter services in the region has been told to be regulated. Now, apart from these large-scale systems, we have got 4 western disturbances impacting temperature over North India, and almost all were mostly dry western disturbance. That means we have to say that there was no significant western disturbance causing any heavy rainfall or snowfall in the region. The first WD was between 3 to 6 November, then second was 8 to 10, and 6 to 30, and 29 to 1. 2 WDs consecutively moved in the last week. And another important severe weather which occurred in the month of November, people were surprised, but that was a dense fog. The dense fog has been reported in East UP, Bihar, Odisha, and some parts of Himachal Pradesh. So it occurred for 2 to 3 days, but however, it was very dense and dense to very dense fog during this period. Otherwise, in Northwest India, the fog season has not yet started. Usually, fog season starts around the 15th of December. The since a spell of cold wave and severe cold wave conditions started early and was observed only at isolated places over west, central, and adjoining eastern India, mainly over northeast Rajasthan, south Haryana, north Madhya Pradesh, south Uttar Pradesh, and north Chhattisgarh during 8 to 18 November, and over north interior Maharashtra on 15 and 20 November. So there was a spell 8 to 18 November where the central part of the country, especially Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh, these two experienced cold to severe cold wave conditions. But while telling so, I want to say that another spell is approaching. Today, also in some parts, temperatures are 3 to 5 degrees Celsius below normal in northwest India, and we're expecting after one day fall in temperature leading to cold wave conditions during 3rd to 5th December over these some parts of northwest and central India. Now let us look at the temperature during November. You will find that there is no such record-breaking temperature in the month of November. Now this is the internal variation from 1901 onwards. If you just look at, there is no record-breaking temperature this year over any parts of the country. Now let us look at what the forecast was issued and what happened actually. So this was the forecast. On the right hand side was the forecast issued for the month of November for the rainfall, and left hand side it was the forecast. It was the rainfall realized. So what I see that the major chunk of India, covering say northeastern states, eastern India, central India, western parts of the coast, west coast, and some parts of the peninsular India, forecast was correct. Normal to abnormal rainfall has occurred as predicted. Also, the deficient rainfall predicted over western Himalayan region, you can see yellow color, has been realized. And if I look at some part of east coast, it was predicted that it will be above normal rainfall to normal rainfall, but it has become the deficient rainfall. And southern parts of peninsula also has become deficient rainfall. So we have more or less failed in this area, otherwise remaining areas were predicted well. Now, if I look at the observed temperature, that is the maximum temperature, on the right hand side, this was the forecast temperatures. That is blue and deep blue and green are the normal to below normal temperature. And you can here also see blue temperature, green, normal to below normal temperature. It was predicted that northeastern states and some parts of peninsula will have deficient, will have the above normal temperature. Also, it has occurred above normal. I would say more than 90%, 98% area has been well predicted with respect to the maximum temperature. Now let us look at the minimum temperature. So if I look at the minimum temperature, the prediction was not good. And we predicted that minimum temperature will be above normal in major part of the country, but it has become normal to below normal in major part of the country. So we'll be investigating what went wrong in predicting the minimum temperature for the month of November. Otherwise, other predictions have got well. Now let us look at the large scale features. We have the concern about the La Nina. At present, Nino 3.4 is minus 0.8. That means weak La Nina condition is prevailing over the Pacific Ocean. And this weak La Nina condition is expected to continue for next 2 to 3 months. That is December, January, February. We are expecting this weak La Nina conditions. Now, if you look at this below normal temperature, it is extending, gradually increasing. If you just look at from August onwards, gradually it is increased. And then towards the end of October and November, it has satisfied the condition of weak La Nina conditions. Now let us look at the forecast, that is El Nino and Southern Oscillation forecast and La Nina conditions. Here the blue color indicates La Nina conditions, gray color indicates neutral conditions, red color indicates the El Nino conditions. What you find that it indicates that December, January, February will be weak La Nina conditions. Thereafter, January, February, March will go to, there will be a transition, and El Nino neutral condition is likely to prevail during January, February, March with the probability of 61%. So another point is that if you look at the different models also, they are also telling that yes, this below normal temperature is gradually increasing. So it will move from La Nina conditions toward the neutral condition. Now, if you consider the Indian Ocean dipole, at present it is negative, but the prediction says that it will become neutral very soon. So prediction is that IOD will transit from negative Indian Ocean dipole to neutral Indian Ocean dipole conditions. So this is the Indian Ocean dipole based on our monsoon mission climate forecast system. You can look at same forecast. It's telling that it will move towards neutral Indian Ocean dipole conditions. Now let us look at the temperature outlook for the season, that is December to February. So what I find that a minimum temperature forecast on the left hand side, many areas except the central part of the country and adjoining northwest India and peninsular India, where you have got the blue and green. This blue and green suggests that temperature will be normal to below normal, whereas yellow indicates that it will be above normal. That means the minimum temperature will be below normal over central part of the country and adjoining areas of northwest India and south peninsular India, especially the states of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, some parts of Gujarat, eastern Rajasthan, some parts of South UP, and northern parts of Karnataka will have, and some parts of Kerala will have the normal to below normal minimum temperature. And consider the maximum temperature, this area expands. It goes up to South Odisha and West Rajasthan, the Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, and Delhi, where it is normal to below normal temperature. So many parts is showing, except the foothills of the Himalayas, western Himalayan region, northeastern states, some parts of eastern India, where you will have the above normal maximum temperature. So day temperature will be below normal in central part of country. If I consider the common area is Madhya Pradesh, East Rajasthan, northern parts of Maharashtra, northern parts of North Interior Karnataka, some parts of Telangana, or you can say Western Telangana. This is the common area. This common area will have the below normal minimum temperature and also the below normal maximum temperature. So therefore, if I consider for the winter season, this is the area of concern where we will have both the temperatures below normal. And let us see now what will happen to the cold wave conditions. So if I look at the cold wave conditions, but I find that the same area which I told you, that is some parts of Maharashtra, northern parts of Telangana, Madhya Pradesh, West UP, and some parts of Punjab, Haryana, is showing blue color, light blue to deep blue. The light blue, deep blue says that temperature will be below normal, and number of cold wave days will be above normal by 1 to 4 days or 5 days. So in different areas, up to 5 days, there could be increased number of cold wave conditions. Then obviously you may ask, how many days usually develop? So if I look at the usual development, I find that in this area where we're expecting that cold wave days will be more, there it prevails for about 4 to 5 days. So normally you get 4 to 5 days or 6 days, somewhere at 6 days, 4 to 6 days, I'll say, cold wave conditions during the month of December to February. And this year, in parts of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, UP, Haryana, Punjab, some parts of Maharashtra, we are expecting another 4 to 5 days extra in this region. So this is the climatology comparison with the number of days. Now let us look at the month of December. What happens in the month of December? In the month of December, if I look at now minimum temperature, you can find that in many parts of the northwest, central, and northern peninsula will have normal to below normal temperature, and remaining parts which are yellow, orange, and red, these are above normal temperatures. Now, considering the maximum temperature, similar is the case. The many parts of central India, adjoining areas of northwest India and northern peninsula will have the below normal maximum temperature, and remaining parts will have the above normal maximum temperature. So this area, again, whatever was the seasonal pattern, same is the pattern in the month of December. That December pattern is dominating the seasonal pattern. The Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, northern parts of Maharashtra, adjoining areas of Rajasthan and Gujarat. Here you will have both maximum temperature and minimum temperature below normal in the month of December. Now let us look at the cold wave conditions in the month of December. So accordingly, that common area of maximum temperature, if you just look at here, northwest MP and adjoining areas of Rajasthan and UP, then some parts of Punjab and adjoining areas. These are the two areas where you can expect cold wave conditions as per the model guidance. And these cold wave conditions are more than normal by 1 to 3 days. So in December, there will be additional 3 days of cold wave conditions in these areas, whereas the cold wave conditions will be less in other parts of the country or common in the other parts of the country. This light orange, whatever you find out, that is 1 to 2 days below normal cold wave conditions in that areas. So now, therefore, we have the concern, we have to take care of these regions, especially Madhya Pradesh, adjoining UP, Rajasthan, some parts of Punjab and Haryana, where we are expecting the cold wave conditions in the month of, above normal cold wave conditions in the month of December, and also above normal cold wave conditions during the season, December to February. Now let's look at what is the normal there. Normal, if we look at 2 to 3 days or 2.5 is saying. So 2 to 3 days cold wave conditions prevail for this area what I told you, entire this region. So in addition, there could be additional 2 to 4 days heat wave conditions in the month of December over these areas, especially northwest MP and adjoining areas of Rajasthan and UP, Punjab and adjoining areas, and of course some parts of Maharashtra. Now let's look at the rainfall probability. If I look at the rainfall probability for the month of December, what you find that in the month of December, we do not get much rainfall. This graph, what you are showing here, except western Himalayan region, everywhere you will find, and some parts of southeast peninsula like Tamil Nadu and adjoining South Andhra Pradesh, everywhere you will find some dots. These dots indicate that the normal rainfall in the month of December in these areas are quite less, and hence the variability of rainfall in these areas are quite high. Therefore, the predictability will be less over these areas. However, as per the prediction, we are expecting less rainfall activity in western Himalayan region and Punjab. That means the western disturbances will not be very active in the month of December, and hence we will not get good rainfall activity. That means we will have below normal rainfall activity or snowfall activity over western Himalayan region, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Punjab. This is the area where we will have less rainfall and snowfall activity, which could be attributed to less number of western disturbances, which can impact our region. Other point what I want to say here, that you can find out the green patch over South Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, indicating that your rainfall in the southeast peninsula will be normal. Now, if I consider the western parts of the country, it is showing a normal rainfall activity. Eastern coast also it is showing a normal rainfall activity, but the variability is quite high. Where variability is less, that I am discussing here, that is southeast peninsula, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and South Andhra Pradesh, there we are expecting normal rainfall. So southeast peninsula will have the normal rainfall activity, and normal means it is between 69 to 131% of the long period average. The long period average rainfall over the southeast peninsula is 43 millimeter based on data of 1971 to 2020. Considering the country as a whole, we are also expecting normal rainfall activity that will be 79 to 121% of the long period average. And long period average rainfall for the country as a whole, based on data of 1971 to 2020, is 15.9 millimeter, roughly 16 millimeter. अभी मैं आपको हिंदी में कुछ जानकारी देने के लिए प्रयास करूंगा। दिसंबर से फरवरी 2026 के लिए तापमान का संभावित पूर्वानुमान, न्यूनतम तापमान, आने वाले सर्दियों की ऋतु दिसंबर 2025 से फरवरी 2026 के दौरान मध्य भारत और उससे सटे प्रायद्वीपीय और उत्तर पश्चिम के ज्यादातर हिस्सों में सामान्य से लेकर सामान्य से नीचे तापमान रहने की संभावना है। देश के बाकी हिस्सों में सामान्य से अधिक तापमान रहने की संभावना है। जैसे आपको ये दिखाई दे रहा है, ग्रीन कलर, ब्लू कलर जो एरिया है, यहाँ सामान्य और सामान्य से नीचे होगा, और जो येलो ऑरेंज रेड कलर दिखाई दे रहा है, वहां सामान्य से ज्यादा न्यूनतम तापमान रहने का संभावना है। अधिकतम तापमान की बात करें, इस ऋतु के दौरान देश के ज्यादातर हिस्सों में अधिकतम तापमान सामान्य से लेकर सामान्य से नीचे रहने की उम्मीद है। जैसे आपको ब्लू और ग्रीन कलर यहाँ दिखाई दे रहा है बहुत सारे एरिया में। हालांकि उत्तर पश्चिम भारत, पूर्वोत्तर भारत और हिमालय की तलहटी वाले इलाकों सहित कुछ इलाकों में अधिकतम तापमान सामान्य से अधिक रहने की संभावना है। जैसे आपको दिखाई येलो ऑरेंज रेड कलर वाला देखिए, ये आपका वेस्टर्न हिमालय रीजन है, नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट से, ये ईस्टर्न इंडिया है, ये फुटहिल्स हिमालय से। ये सभी इलाका में नॉर्मल से ज्यादा मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर यानी अधिकतम तापमान रहने का संभावना है। और ये कोल्ड वेव कंडीशन या शीतलहर का पूर्वानुमान है। और शीतलहर का पूर्वानुमान आप जैसे देख रहे हैं, आने वाले सर्दियों के सीजन जैसे दिसंबर 2025 से फरवरी 2026 के दौरान मध्य भारत के कुछ हिस्सों के साथ साथ उत्तर पश्चिम और उत्तर पूर्व भारत के कुछ इलाकों में सामान्य से अधिक शीत लहर और कोल्ड वेव वाले दिन रहने की संभावना है। जैसे मैं पहले बोल रहा था, स्पेशली उत्तर प्रदेश, वेस्ट उत्तर प्रदेश, ईस्ट राजस्थान, मध्य प्रदेश, महाराष्ट्र, पंजाब एंड हरियाणा, इस इलाके में 2 से 4 दिन ज्यादा कोल्ड वेव कंडीशंस इस सीजन में देखने को मिल सकता है। जबकि नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट, सम पार्ट्स ऑफ ईस्टर्न इंडिया, ईस्ट सेंट्रल इंडिया में 1 से 2 दिन कम होगा। ओके। अभी न्यूनतम एवं अधिकतम तापमान दिसंबर 25 के लिए समय पूर्वानुमान। दिसंबर 2025 के दौरान मध्य और उत्तर पश्चिम को ज्यादातर हिस्सों, प्रायद्वीप भारत के उत्तर हिस्सों में सामान्य से लेकर सामान्य से नीचे मासिक न्यूनतम तापमान रहने की संभावना है। ये जो एरिया आप देख रहे हैं, ग्रीन और ब्लू कलर, यहाँ तापमान सामान्य या सामान्य से नीचे रहेगा। इसके अलावा जो एरिया आप देख रहे हैं सभी येलो, ऑरेंज, रेड, यहाँ सामान्य से ज्यादा रहने का संभावना है। इससे पहले अधिकतम तापमान का बात करें, दिसंबर 2025 के दौरान देश के ज्यादातर हिस्सों में अधिकतम तापमान सामान्य से अधिक रहने की संभावना है, सिवाय मध्य भारत और उससे सटे उत्तर पश्चिम और प्रायद्वीप भारत के कोई इलाकों को छोड़कर, जहां सामान्य से लेकर सामान्य से नीचे अधिकतम तापमान रहने की संभावना है। जैसे यहाँ दिखाई दे रहा है, ये एरिया जो है सेंट्रल इंडिया और इसके आसपास वेस्टर्न इंडिया एंड साउथ पेनिनसुला इंडिया, वहाँ सामान्य और सामान्य से नीचे तापमान रहने की संभावना है। तो दोनों को मैं कंपेयर करूँ, तुलना करूँ, तो ये जो सेंट्रल इंडिया का पार्ट है, जैसे कि मध्य प्रदेश और इसके साथ साथ जो राजस्थान, यूपी और महाराष्ट्र का एरिया है, गुजरात का एरिया है, वो सभी जगह में दोनों न्यूनतम तापमान और अधिकतम तापमान सामान्य से नीचे रहने का संभावना है। अभी मैं दिसंबर के दौरान शीतलहर का बात करूं तो देखा जाए कि उत्तर पश्चिम, मध्य और उत्तर पूर्व भारत के कुछ हिस्सों में शीतलहर की घटना ज्यादा होने की संभावना है। जैसे यहाँ लाइट ब्लू से डीप ब्लू कलर दिखाई दे रहा है, यानी 2 से 3 दिन ज्यादा शीतलहर उत्तर पश्चिम मध्य प्रदेश और पंजाब हरियाणा के कुछ हिस्से और कुछ हिस्से जो महाराष्ट्र के है और आइसोलेटेड पार्ट्स जो है यहाँ नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स का, वहाँ 2 से 3 दिन सामान्य से ज्यादा शीतलहर या कोल्ड वेव कंडीशंस डेवलप हो सकता है। हम बारिश की बात करें तो दिसंबर महीना में आप बारिश देखेंगे तो जो सामान्य वृष्टि होता है साउथ पेनिनसुला या दक्षिण प्रायद्वीप भारत, जिसमें आपका तमिलनाडु, पुडुचेरी, कराईकल, कोस्टल आंध्र प्रदेश, रायलसीमा, केरला और साउथ इंटर कर्नाटक होते हैं, इसमें दिसंबर 2025 में मासिक वर्षा सामान्य रहने का संभावना है। और सामान्य वर्षा में यही बोलते हैं जब वर्षा का परिमाण 69 से 131% के अंदर है। और 1971 से 2020 को डाटा के आधार पर दिसंबर के दौरान दक्षिण प्रायद्वीप भारत में लगभग 43 मिलीमीटर बारिश होता है। दिसंबर 2025 के दौरान पूरी देश की बात करें तो मासिक वर्षा सामान्य रहने का संभावना है। और मासिक वर्षा को सामान्य हम तब बोलते हैं जब ये 79 से 121% होता है दीर्घावधि औसत का, यानी एलपीए का, लॉन्ग पीरियड एवरेज का। और 1971 टू 2020 का डाटा के आधार पर आप देखेंगे तो इसमें लगभग 15.9 मिलीमीटर बारिश होता है, यानी 16 मिलीमीटर बारिश होता है। तापमान की बात करें, जैसे आपने हमारे सीजनल फोरकास्ट में देखा कि तापमान कम रहेगा। तो आने वाले 2 हफ्ते में जो टेम्परेचर है, मिनिमम टेम्परेचर यानी नाइट टेम्परेचर, वो सामान्य से नीचे रहने की संभावना है प्लेन्स ऑफ नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया एक्सेप्ट वेस्ट एंड सेंट्रल इंडिया, जहां टेम्परेचर नॉर्मल से नॉर्मल हो सकता है। Otherwise, it is possible that temperature will remain below normal in many parts of the country except northeastern states, western region, and western India for week 1, and similar condition in week 2. Consider the day temperature. Yes, it is also expected that it will be remain below normal. As I was telling little earlier, we are expecting below normal temperature in northeast India and possibility of cold wave conditions during 3rd to 5th. Now let us look at the multi-hazard early warning, whatever issued for the next 7 days. As you can understand that there is a remnant of the cyclone storm. It is a deep depression now. Because of that, we have an orange color warning for Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. And also there is a western disturbance approaching in the northern parts of the country. So under that influence, we are expecting this type of rainfall activity. So good activity is the maximum for today in the southeast peninsula because of this deep depression. From tomorrow, it will gradually decrease. So with this, I complete the presentation. So thank you very much. Now it is open for questions and comments.
Sir, Jayashree from Hindustan Times.
Yes, please.
Sir, I wanted to know about these two cyclones. Why are they rare? Could you tell us a little more about, whether we have seen such cyclones in the similar area like Strait of Malacca and Sri Lanka?
Yes, Strait of Malacca is the rarest of rare case, I will tell you, and we have not seen such type of cyclone in recent years. At least I have not come across this type of cyclones. But however, it was a very marginal cyclone, and it was maximum wind speed was only 35 knots. That means 65 to 75 kilometers per hour. And I want to say that one thing, over the periods in recent time, there is better monitoring and better prediction system also. Perhaps before years, if you say, we have improved a lot towards the monitoring and forecasting, and we could provide forecast to Indonesia and Malaysia, all these things. But as far as monitoring is concerned, this type of cyclone we have not seen for the past, a very rare case, but it can occur. The second one is the Sri Lanka case. Sri Lanka also experiences cyclone. It is not that Sri Lanka does not. Sri Lanka has experienced earlier even the severe cyclones in the past. And this was just a pattern cyclone again over the Sri Lanka. It was well monitored and predicted by them, but the frequency of cyclones affecting Sri Lanka is quite less. So human memory may be quite less, but it has been affected by cyclone in the past. And why it happened? Both the cyclones occurred most back to back, and low pressure system developed simultaneously. The first system developed over the Malacca. It was followed by the second system from Comorin and adjoining southwest Sri Lanka. So it was mainly because the ITCZ, intertropical convergence zone, was quite active in the region, number one. Number two is that convectively coupled equatorial waves, like say equatorial Rossby waves, Kelvin waves, and low frequency waves, which helps in propagation of the easterly waves in the region. All these were very favorable. They were coinciding over the South Bay of Bengal. So as a result, they supported the development. So even though the Medan-Julian oscillation index was not favorable, but there was indirect impact of Medan-Julian oscillation supporting the development of these two systems. But however, as these two systems developed near the equator, the intensification of the systems was limited, remaining only marginal cyclonic storms.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
I'd like to, Jacob here from the Hindu.
Yes, please.
Sir, I'd like to understand, you've given a forecast of higher than normal cold wave days over northwest, central India and parts of the, of South India too. Is the reason purely because of the lack of, western disturbances and other, rain systems, or are there any other larger factors that may be contributing to more potential cold wave days this time?
It is a dynamical system. Atmosphere is very dynamic in nature. So I told one reason that impact of WD is not seen very well in the predictions. The second one is the weather system. What we see, that does not depend only on the regional characteristics. It also depends on the large scale characteristics. If I look at the large scale characteristics, so this year we are experiencing La Nina conditions, and also the neutral IOD conditions are expected during the next 3 days. This weak La Nina condition, even though it does not have the direct relationship with the cool wave conditions, but it influences the temperature in northwest and central India. But we have to verify. It could be qualitatively, I can just give a statement. There could be some role, but we have to verify that. I think Dr. Srijit is here. I'll request him to put some knowledge on it. Dr. Srijit?
Yes, sir. During La Nina condition, usually over the Indian region, we are getting temperature will be less. That is one reason. Another reason is that influence of polar vortex also, but not directly, because Himalaya will protect our region. But that influence also. polar vortex modulation is also influencing this the cold wave condition over Indian region. These are the
Yeah,
two
Doctor.
main reasons.
Fine. Thank you. Kalyanji.
Yeah,
Kalyan.
Yeah, Doctor. Yeah, Dr. Mahapatra Kalyan here.
Yes.
No, just wanted to ask you the possible impact of polar vortex on the early onset of winter in the northwest India. Okay.
Yeah, that's what Dr. Srijit explained a little earlier, that it has got something to do, but however, the great Himalayas are saving us, so we do not have much impact on that. About early onset, I will not say early onset. December, January, February is usually considered as the winter months. Okay, and of course, as I explained, and you are asking, in the month of November, we have a long cold wave conditions in Madhya Pradesh and adjoining areas. So whether it was mainly due to that, I don't say, because in the month of November, we could not get any western disturbance. That is another point. So therefore, complete dry environment prevailed there in central India, and hence the temperature fell, night temperature fell. Of course, day temperature is quite normal. Night temperature fell and sometimes led to the colder conditions. Do you want to add anything, Srijit?
So that same thing, that polar vortex influence was there in the beginning of this month, and now again that is started in the end of this now November also. So that is one reason, and already La Nina type large scale circulation is there. That is another reason. Thank you.
Thank you. Kalyanji, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So,
So this is
yes.
Milan here from India Today.
Yes, please.
So you mentioned that the central part of India is going to witness above normal temperatures. And mostly the northwestern part that was yellow, you mentioned that. Okay,
No,
please correct me.
it is just opposite. It is opposite, just opposite. Central part will have less temperature.
Okay.
Central part will have lower temperature, both maximum temperature and minimum temperature.
Yes.
And northern part, western Himalayan region, etc., will have the higher temperature. But this lower
Higher
and higher is compared to normal. Don't compare temperature of Madhya Pradesh with temperature of Jammu and Kashmir. No.
Okay.
Compared to normal. Okay.
So you're saying that the areas of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal will have lower temperature than what they normally observe during this time?
Higher temperature.
Higher temperature what they observe normally this time, and Madhya Pradesh will have lower temperature than what they observe normally this time.
Yes.
So
Yes.
why this kind of anomaly?
See, it is a dynamic system. There are many forces acting upon. It is very difficult to exactly tell what will the force. We just speculated and told you that one is the role of western disturbance in the regional scale. Then we told about the role of the La Nina, other conditions. Third point, we told the role of the polar vortex. And fourth point is that there could be some kind of interaction between westerly winds and easterly winds. That is, westerly waves or western disturbances and the easterlies in the region. It is very difficult to pinpointedly say why is it so when the forecast is generated based on the dynamical modeling system. Okay, so on the week scale or on the day-to-day scale, we'll be able to pinpointedly say the cause and impact factor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Fine. So I thank you very much. Actually, we are really grateful to all of you for your active participation and being the ambassador in providing the real-time information and educating the masses and jointly working together to meet with all types of weather and climate variability, disasters, hazards, etc. And by that way, we are serving the society by minimizing losses of lives and properties. Thank you very much. We'll meet again next month towards the forecast for January, February, March and for the month of January. Thank you.